thing I should probably mention with number 3 as well, the title is kind of coincidental. So, yeah, when you hear the title, realize that this was all by coincidence and this wasn't intentionally planned. Or was it? So, for number 3, it's Lupin the Third. Now, the best way to describe this show is, well, think about James Bond. James Bond, we know, is a suave, sophisticated spy. Well, think of him as a master jewel thief, and you basically got Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third centers around a master thief named Arsène Lupin the Third, who goes around the world trying to steal the world's most valuable treasures. Along with him is his partner Jigen, and his other partner Doigun. And, well, they're sometimes accompanied by his love interest slash, well, rival, Fujiko Maini, while trying to outwit and outrun the Detective Zenigata. So, yeah, getting all that across and thinking about what I just told you, the premise, you're probably saying to yourself, that's really kind of interesting, how this could be number 3. Well, it is. Because when you get down to it, this show is really funny. And not in the funny sense of something like Space Dandy funny, where it's funny because they go way out of the top. Well, okay, you know what? Yeah, it is Space Dandy type funny. But it did it a whole lot more crazier than Space Dandy did. Space Dandy still felt kind of restrictive with its style of humor. This just went all over the place. So, yeah, to get stuff across, the animation is really fucking good. Now, I'm not talking about masterpiece level, but for what it was back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it is really good. And even now, as the show still runs now, yeah. This show has been running technically since 1973. So, you would expect eventually the animation to upgrade, and it did. It did in a pretty superb way. Little interesting fact, though. The animation at one point was done by Hayao Miyazaki. This was prior to Studio Ghibli coming out. So, you put 2 and 2 together on how that one eventually came about. Which also reminds me that he also directed Castle of Cagliostro, which is, yeah, my favorite of all the movies. So, yeah, when you get down to it, Lupin the Third is just really funny. It has great animation, great characters, the humor really works. The premise is really fucking hilarious. Kind of genius levels. And, yeah, everything just kind of works with it. So, yeah, Lupin the Third is number 3. Join me tomorrow when we'll be talking about number 2. See ya.